Hello, how are we? Hopefully you can hear me just about, because in this video my microphone decided to pack in just as I was going to record it. I've already recorded this video once before as well, but Windows decided to do an update at the same time as me recording the start of the last video and made it all jumpy like that. So what I'm going to do this time, do a little explanation. I'll roll my titles and then it will go back to the other video, and hopefully the rest of it will make sense, but we'll see. Anyway, this is a quick video to show you the pickups I've got in August. I wasn't expecting to get any, but as I mentioned in another video, in July I got loads of handhelds then, and I got a Nintendo DS and a 3DS, and at the time I was like, I'll probably trade in a DS, which is what I did because I haven't got a lot of money this month. We're going away on family holidays and everything, but I thought I want to get some games, and there's a few because I've been writing a list I really wanted to get, so I had about and a little bit of my extra money on top. I managed to get a few games, and that's what I'd like to show you in this video. So if you're interested in that and then want to see me change to different lighting setting and hopefully better sound, stick around after the titles. Before we start really with the things I got then, I have to mention and show you a lovely gift I got here from a couple of my very dear, they're dear friends anyway, but they're supporters of my channel, a King Papa Dude and a Mr. Blue Sky. Yeah, it's F1 2021, and this seems a bit weird for my retro channel, but I do actually play this weekly. It's my online game that I play, and like I say, King Papa Dude and Mr. Blue Sky, they're good friends of mine really, so playing that, and they just sent me that because they thought, as a way of supporting my channel, so instead of me having to spend my money, 40-50 pounds in it on a brand new game to play, I can spend it on retro stuff, which was great because I spent a little bit extra on retro stuff, so big thank you to them. Big shout out and thank you for that, and you never know, I might play it on one of my channels, bit of F1. We'll have to see if we stick at it. We had a little go the other day, and I think, well, we've been playing 2019 and this one's a lot different. It's a bit too realistic at the minute. I think we need to mess with the settings to have a laugh, but anyway, so that's the first one I've got. Lovely going to collection either way, brilliant. Another sort of modern one, I'm doing a Generation Pixel. If you watch his pickups, I'm sort of going to do more modern, go a bit further back like that because that's just the way to do it. While I'm rambling as well, what I've decided, obviously, sort of pickups, I've just been generally buying games that I wanted, generally if they're cheap or I see a bargain, just to start fleshing out a collection. But what I've sort of done recently, I've been watching a couple of videos and decided to hone in a bit on what I really want, because then I'll probably play them a lot more and get really excited about stuff I want. And usually if they might cost a lot, you know, I might only get 1 or 2 a month because they're more expensive games, but there'll be things I really want. What I did, I watched one video and he suggested doing a 25 for each console that you wanted. So it's a very long list, and if you imagine all the consoles for the 90s that we got and the noughties, that's a lot of games anyway. So I haven't written my full 25 stuff, but I've started writing some, and with that in mind, a couple of the games were on my list straight away that I wanted to get, and I managed to get. Now for modern console, Xbox One, I haven't really got a lot of games for that, but there's a couple I did want to get, and I got one, not too expensive, Recore. Now I played this because when I first got my Xbox, you can get it on Game Pass, isn't it? They sign you up for that for ridiculous, like £1. And I had a go on it then, and I did really enjoy it. I didn't have the time to invest in it, but it's like a Metroidvania sort of one where you can go exploring everywhere. It was quite frantic though, because you've got to shoot with different weapons, different coloured guns to kill different enemies, and you've got to switch between them quite quickly because you'll get lots of different coloured enemies on the screen at once. But it was great. It was one of those games that you could just walk around and have a little explore. You'd want to go and explore and have a look around, which you like doing, and find little corners and crannies and extra bonuses. So that was good. So I did want to start in the collection whenever I get around to playing it. But like I say, I've already sort of put a few hours into it when I had it on Game Pass, and I did really enjoy it. So that's a good one. I did actually want that in my collection. Next one, because I got this 3DS, and I really like my Zelda games, so I thought I want to get a Zelda game for that, and I managed to pick one up. I got Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Now I quite like this one. It's a bit like they did the Mario 64 DS. I'm not showing you inside it. It is lovely condition, very happy with that as well. I'm showing you inside it, but the game's not in there because it's in the 3DS because I've been playing it. a lot because I've really enjoyed it. But it's a very good condition. But yeah, it's a bit like A Link to the Past. It's sort of update to that, but you can go 2D and sort of go into walls. So the areas are different because you've got in the dungeons they're a bit different because it's different. They can do different puzzles basically, jabbering away as I am. It's very good. I suppose it's a bit like the Mario DS one, Mario 64 DS, that you weren't just Mario, you were different characters, so then you could do puzzles. You had to be a certain character to do a certain puzzle, a new puzzle they put in, but you still had the same worlds. So it's still the same map if you played A Link to the Past in that sense, but the dungeons are a bit different because you're using this new technique of to explore them, because you can squash yourself like a painting against the wall and then flip back out. Yeah, it's really good. I've really enjoyed it. I'm actually probably 2/3 of the way through it. I'm going to hammer it. I've only ever completed one Zelda game, so I want to keep hammering on this one. But it's one I really wanted, and I managed to get that with it. So I was really happy with that. Another one I picked up, never played, is the Professor Layton series, and there was loads of them. There was about 7 of them, I think, or something, 6 or 7 when I looked there. I think this is the first one, Pandora's Box. But they're supposed to be like little puzzles to do. Originally on the DS, but also you can play it on the 3DS. So wasn't expensive. I think it was only a couple of pounds or something. But again, I'm really impressed with the nick. Really good nick. Good nick there, if you can see. Got the booklet and everything. So that's really good. So I've never played that, but I've heard the series is quite good and everyone's like the good little puzzlers. So might have a little go at that. Then we're on to a handheld, but another handheld system. And this one is up for the PSP. Now, there's not a lot of games I see for the PSP. You can usually go, and if I have got any, it's usually football games, isn't it? So when you sort of see one that's a bit different, not a football game basically, or a sports game, I thought, oh, I better get it while it's there. So I got Lemmings. Now, I'm absolutely rubbish at Lemmings, or I was back in the day when it was out. Again, it's in really good nick. And it's got the disc and the booklet there, so really good condition. I'm happy with it. But yeah, I was absolutely rubbish at Lemmings originally when it came out. I just can never save them all, but that's quite good. I'm looking forward to having to play it though. When I finish on the DS, the Zelda one, I'll probably have a crack at that next because I really want to have a go. But I don't know if I'll be any good. And then the next one, the next 3, got 3 more games. And they're from the same system, and they're for the PS2, which was quite good, and a couple of from CX. But I'm first of all going to show you one I found out out in the wild, amazingly in a charity shop, because again it wasn't football games, it was another game. It was only £1, but it's Pirates of the Caribbean. Which one is it? The Legend of Jack Sparrow, and again it's in really good nick. Yeah, and got the booklet and everything. So I was really surprised. Oh, first of all, I was like, wow, I found one out in the wild. Like I say, that isn't a football game or something, a sports game that I can't play or want to play. But yeah, I did put this in the other day to have a little go. I wasn't that impressed with it, I'm not going to lie. I didn't really give it a huge chance, but I was like, oh, it's Bethesda. I haven't paid it attention. So I thought, this will be interesting. One of the sort of early Bethesda games. And obviously it's a platinum game, so it obviously sold a lot. I think because Pirates of the Caribbean was actually, huge, wasn't it? I suppose it's got the voice of Johnny Depp, but it wasn't amazing. It was a bit of a game that was like, yeah, But to be fair, I only had a quick go at it for like literally 15 minutes the other night, so I'll probably have a proper play and see if it's any good. And then we've got CEX purchases. One game that I just thought I'd get it. It was literally 50p. But it's sort of one that I'd heard and everybody sort of likes to have a go at, which is Red Faction. Now I played one of the later Red Factions. I think it was Armageddon. I've had a little go at, and it was quite good. I didn't play a lot of that one, but yeah, it's one that everybody sort of keeps going is quite good, and I thought I'd have a go. I have heard there's a giant shark in it. I might be getting confused with a different game, in which case I won't get very far with that. It looks more futuristic. But we'll find out. Tell me down in the comments if there's a giant shark in it. Me and sharks just don't get on, to be honest. Well, to be fair, you don't really get on. Anybody gets on with sharks really that much, I'd imagine, if you meet them out in the wild. But in computer games, no, it's a big no-no. I swear a lot usually when the shark's about. If you watch on my channel, there's one of a little bit of naughties, get my words out, what my programs are, and it's Agent Under Fire. And you'll notice there's some very good editing towards the end, because when I started sort of film it live and edit it down, I'd forgot there was a huge shark in it, and there's a huge shark around the submarine, and literally it was quite funny editing it out, because every time I looked at the shark I was effing and jeffing, just my brain just started going, this is a shark, and beep 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 beep, and it was like that. So to make it a bit more family friendly, I had to edit it out. So if you want to go and watch that, just sort of the end of the video is you'll notice my clever editing, that you'll never see the shark, and you're like, oh, they seem really quick edits around the submarine. But there you go, that's me and sharks. And finally, I got one of the games that was on my PS2 list that I was like, I really wanted to get and play, and I got the second one on the Xbox 360, but I want to play the first one first, because it's a classic, and it is Half-Life. Again, really good nick in the box, got the booklet and everything. There we go. Yeah, and I really wanted to play this. I've watched a bit of it streamed before, but I thought I wanted to have a go at it, and I did actually start playing it on my channel. And I am going to go back to it. I will do the rest of it. I'm determined to. But again, I've already missed. Can't even do one a week. I'm terrible, aren't I? Life is getting in the way at the moment with kids. But yeah, it's a classic. I think the PS2 had extra features to it. Didn't like have a split screen. I can't remember off the top of my head. And some other modes. But yeah, it's really good. It's a classic. I wanted to have a go at it. And I did actually enjoy it. The only thing was, if you watched the video, out of about an hour and 20 that I played, streamed, I think about 10-15 minutes of me keeps going into the menus trying to change the controls. And I ended it a bit earlier because I think I started to feel a bit motion sickness with it. I don't know, I just suddenly felt really awful. But I was messing with the controls and looking everywhere because it was quite hard to get used to the controls again. But there you go, something for you to look at if you want. And I will try and do the rest on that. But anyway, yeah, so just a little video to show you what I got. Like I say, I wasn't planning on actually getting anything, but I thought I'll trade that in, so I'm not actually spending a lot of money. I've only really spent a couple of pounds on top, and I got that lovely treat again. Shout out to King Papa Dude and Mr. Blue Sky. Thank you very much for that lovely F1 treat. But yeah, so if you like this sort of thing, make sure give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's free. I will actually get back to, I think in September, doing my lovely 9 minutes of 90s and sort of more things like that, because I've been a bit chaotic. And I'll hopefully be a bit more on it when, you know, not looking after kids, summer holidays, that sort of thing. But as always, thanks very much for watching, and until next time, bye.